Blog Talk Radio.
Hello, everybody. How are you doing on this fine, stormy Wednesday evening? Welcome to Shadow Radio. I'm not sure where my co-host Justin is, but he's here somewhere, or he will be here. Tonight, we have Morrighan Lynne with us. She's a spiritual healer, a teacher, a counselor. She works with angelic realms and other spiritual disciplines and provides her clients with supportive, insightful information about their human experience. She's an angel therapy practitioner, certified by, Doreen Virtue, angelic Reiki master teacher, another kind of Reiki master, a psychic healer, a medium, and a channeler. She's just kind of a general all-around go-to lady. Hi, Morrighan. Are you here?
Hi, sweetheart. I am. Thank you so much for having me.
Well, thank you for being with me. I appreciate that very much. How are you doing this evening?
I'm doing fabulous. I'm really, really excited. I love doing radio so much, and it's always such a treat for me to be able to connect with new people because you and I haven't connected until now, so I'm really excited to get into it.
Absolutely. It'll be a lot of fun.
Yeah.
How was your day today?
It was a good day. I'm in a. I'll be authentic. I've been doing a lot of introspective work in my life. I really honor the waves that come through to us. You know, we don't always have really amazing, exciting days. Sometimes we have the low days, and I've just been honoring that. And I tend to go to coffee shops and I journal and I feed myself. I take care of myself. So that was kind of what my day was today, just being quiet, introspective, kind of reviewing life and honoring that process. So, yeah.
Marvelous. It was a me day, just charging up.
Totally.
It looks like Justin has joined us now on the line. Justin, are you here?
Hey, guys.
Hi.
Hey, guys. How is everybody?
Good.
We're doing good.
Oh, man. What a horrible afternoon. We got, I live over here in Indiana, over by Chicago, and we've got these huge storms that are headed our way. And originally I was supposed to run the studio, but all these storms are coming. I was like, I can't. I'll lose power. That would be horrible. So last-minute decision, me and Wendy decided to switch it up, and I had problems calling in the blog talk. But anyways, here I am.
Yay, good.
Sorry for being late.
Okay, it's all right. And I think we have June with us also. June, is that you?
Hello?
June just realized that I put her on. Hi, June.
Sorry, my phone is just I'm having issues with my phone.
I hate that. How are you doing
Justin,
now, lady?
are you okay? Have you blown away?
No, you know what? It's funny. What was it? Last Wednesday, there was another storm that was blowing through here. And, you know, I'm a storm chaser, too. I actually go and chase these things. But it's funny. They haven't hit. The only time they hit is when this show airs, so I can't do anything. It's like it's like some higher power thing. No, you can't chase. Just do the radio show. Don't do anything else type thing. Whatever.
All righty. Well, Morrighan?
Yes.
There's a little bit of an echo there.
Yeah, I was going to say
just wondering.
If anybody's got the show on while they're on the phone, just turn it down a little bit. It'll be all right.
Where? for years we've been watching paranormal investigators go into these places. They're getting evidence. They're making contact with what I would call earthbound, and those are people that have died but have not quite crossed over. And it's a beautiful step to be able to have evidence, to be able to get their voices on digital recorders and to see pictures and video and everything. And so my service revolves around assisting them with what's next. And so it's not necessarily me rushing in and trying to force all of them to cross over. In other words, it's none of my business. If they want to cross over, that's fine, but it's not my place to force them to do so. But I do believe in giving them an option, and if they are open and ready to have the next step in their path, and let's say they have been on this side for so long that perhaps they have forgotten how to go, or they have even forgotten that they died. I've come across, sorry, I'm getting so excited. I have come across a lot of earthbounds that have literally forgotten that they've even died. And so that is a conversation to have with them, to kind of lovingly and gently remind them that they are already dead in the physical and that they have been hanging on in an illusion. And so to walk them through that gently, to give them that awareness, now they're open to having a healing and crossing over. And so that is really where my passion is when I'm doing my mediumship work.
Marvelous. Marvelous. How did that investigation go that you were on the other thing?
Oh, my God. I don't even know how to begin to tell you how freaking amazing it was because, first of all, for people that don't know, even though I've done mediumship work for years, I haven't ever actually gone on a legitimate paranormal investigation with a team and the tools and the equipment and everything. And so already it was a learning experience to watch how they did it, to watch them set up and to watch how they worked their I don't know how to say it, how they did their thing. They did their thing, right?
Right, their process, as it was.
Right, yeah, it was perfect. Mm-hmm. And yet on another level, to go with the team that I went with, to watch their integrity and a huge, gigantic shout-out to North Texas Ghost Society, the team that I went with. They were so open and honored, like they honored me. They trusted me to walk them through what I felt and ask where I felt like this camera should go because I was feeling a lot of activity. And I thought I was just going to be tagging along watching them, but I really felt like a part of their team. And I just, huge thank you to Andre, Del, and Tony for that. I really appreciate them for that. But
well, that's really cool.
Yeah, I learned so much about the scientific end of it and all that they go through. And they're reviewing all of the footage now, and they keep sending me teasers, and I'm dying. It's so amazing. So amazing. I love it.
Oh, sounds like an excellent first outing as an investigator, right? Rather than going out in your psychic medium persona, right?
Yeah, it was fun to be able to be an investigator for a night, but at the same time, like they said to me that they appreciated me bringing what I brought to the table, which was, the empathic, spiritual side of it. They said that it was one of the most, if not the most, active investigations they'd ever had. So I'd kind of like to say that, I brought a little bit on from my table, they brought a little bit from their table, and we brought it together. We got some good stuff. I can't share anything yet. I'm dying, but it's so amazing. I can't wait for everybody to see it.
Oh,
I know. As a medium, I got so much validation out of it because I don't know about any other mediums or psychics out there, but there's always this little nagging ego second-guessing thing going on where you hear the things coming out of your mouth and you're like, I don't know if this is right. I don't know if I know what I'm talking about. But to walk the property, and because I'm very much a stickler about, I don't want to do any research on anything. I don't want to know anything. Even when I do readings on people, a lot of the times I have them just sit and let me connect with them before they ask any questions. I just want to give them what I get right out of the gate without any leading. And I'm that way with locations and such. I don't want to know any of the history. And to be able to walk the grounds and walk through the hotel and the rooms and everything and get what I got, and then later talk to the manager of the hotel that knew the history, was incredibly validating. So that was fun all in its own.
Oh, it sounds like it.
That sounds cool. So you have done readings for people in the past?
Oh yeah, my last 8-9 years is what I've been focusing on is doing. It's kind of spiritual counseling. I don't necessarily consider myself a psychic, because when people say psychic, they mean the tendency is to think of straight psychic, which is kind of futuristic. What should I do? Am I going to get this job? Am I going to meet this person? And I have a lot of honor for that, but it isn't my style. I'm more about looking at what's stopping a person right now, like where are they struggling? What are they not seeing? Because I work with the angelic realm, angels provide a bigger perspective, where we get really fearful and down on ourselves, and we're trying to do the right thing, or what's the smart thing, things like that. Like, we get caught up in that game. Working with angels, they have us stand back a little bit, and they go, okay, let's look at the bigger picture. Let's look at some options you may not have seen in your very limited perception. And so that's really the bulk of my work, is assisting people to get on their path that they chose for themselves and get them in the direction of where their heart is calling them, because that, to me, creates a positive future.
That's actually very interesting. You know, other than you, I've only talked to one other, I've talked to a few different psychics, but actually when I first, let me think, I got to really choose my words carefully here. When this other psychic that I know, he was on another radio show, and I've always been skeptical of people that say they're psychic, and so I decided to call in, and all I told him was, hey, my name's Justin, I'm from Indiana, there's activity in my house, what can you tell me? And this guy was able to tell me so much stuff. He was able to tell me what, like, the layout of my room. He was able to tell me all kinds of crazy stuff that it was impossible for him to know. And at that point, I realized, it's still good to be skeptical, but it's just crazy, because that was a moment for me when I realized, hey, some people that say they're psychic or have psychic abilities, some of them really do have that ability.
Yeah. Yeah, I always try to tell people that I don't know everything, and the fact with the way angels work, they don't show me everything. In other words, if a person, for instance, if I'm doing a reading for somebody that is in a group of people, and the angels are aware that this one thing would really embarrass them, they're going to honor the privacy of that person until we can go and be in private. So the signal that they give me, they'll lead me up to it, and then they'll close the door. They literally, like in my mind, there's a door that closes, and that's my signal to tell, the person I'm speaking with, oh, they have some very delicate things they want to share with you and talk with you about, but we're going to go ahead and honor your privacy. Let's go sit over here by ourselves. And so it's not like I'm editing what I give a person. I never, ever hold back. If the angels show me, I say it. If they tell me, I tell them. But the angels have a signal to say, okay, we're going to stop right here, because we know that this is going to embarrass them, or it's violating their privacy with the other people that are listening. So, and then on another level, everybody gets to take whatever they want away from it. They don't have to buy it. They don't have to believe it. I always tell people to check in with your own instincts about readings, no matter who you're getting a reading from. Does it fit for you? Did it spark an emotional response? And, does it sound right to you? And everybody has their own barometer ability to be able to gauge that for themselves. So
not only can, but should.
Absolutely. We should never, ever, ever just take somebody's word, no matter who they are. Yes, take it in as advice, and if it rings true for you,
right.
Awesome. But don't ever just say, oh, my God, they said this is going to happen, and then start living your life that way, because you'll actually create that way.
Right. Very neat. I apologize about my Reiki pronunciations. How many different philosophies do you follow there?
How many what, sorry?
Philosophies, the Reiki. It looks like you're a master in a couple of different ones. I was just curious which ones you practice.
Okay. Well, when someone says they're a Reiki master, they typically mean the Usui tradition, and that's kind of that was kind of the father of Reiki, and I know that there are hundreds of different spin-offs of that, which I like the Usui tradition. It taught me how to take in energy and conduct it and give it as, healing, and to channel it through me and to give it back to somebody. Only there's so many rules. Hand placements, symbols, and I don't like people telling me what to do. So I would do the Usui Reiki, but I did my own design of it, and I would go with guidance. So even though my hand placement told me I should be parallel at the abdomen, but I felt like I needed to be at the crown chakra, I would just go to the crown chakra. So I'm a little rebel that way. But there is another tradition called angelic Reiki, and that came to me through a friend 3 or 4 years ago. It made more sense to me because the Usui teaches how to protect yourself from your client. Like it literally teaches you how to put a bubble around you so that you don't absorb anything from your client, and I totally get that. However, the angelic Reiki, its basic teachings is how to envelop them into your auric field and hold them in your space. And then through the process of the attunement, you are assigned to you so many angelic Reiki, so many Reiki angels. And as you're holding, as you're holding space, you ask them to join you into the aura. And so I have 3. And so when I'm doing a healing, I have myself, my client, and then my 3 Reiki angels. And they start transmitting this amazing, high-powered, soft and gentle energy. And my job is to keep that person grounded and kind of be the channel for that energy. So I'm the physical form for them to be able to transmit this energy. And it's so much more efficient. There's no hand placements. There's no symbols. It's just so much more efficient, and I like easy. So I really resonate with the angelic Reiki over the Usui Reiki.
Fantastic. Now, are there any particular angels that we may have, heard of before, or are they just kind of your own beings there with you?
When I'm doing the Reiki?
Yes. Yeah.
Well, when you go through the attunement process, it's like they're assigned to you. So I have 3 angels that are, I don't want to say they're mine, I have claim on them, but we are partners now. We work together.
Okay.
So each time a person goes through the attunement process, then however many angels, they step up, and now you are now a team. And so each person would get their own team.
Very neat.
Yeah, it's much like guardian angels, because guardian angels work on that level where everyone has their own guardian angels, and they're assigned by agreement between you and them. And so they don't go to anybody else. They don't work with anybody else. They never leave you. They're always with you. And so it's much like that for the Reiki angels.
That's very neat. Very complex.
Yeah. but yet so easy. I don't know how to, like, it sounds like there's a lot going on out there. Yeah. That's definite.
Morrighan, my name is June. I just wanted to say hi. Sorry about that. I'm having technical difficulties tonight. Everything is kicking me off.
Yeah, that's okay. Hi.
Oh, dang.
Well, I was just kind of curious. If I missed this, please forgive me. I'm sorry. But I was just wondering what are the angels? I mean, did they used to be human beings, or are they just spiritual beings that have just always been in existence? Or I was just kind of curious.
Well, what's interesting about that? So I'll give you the old version. The old version is no, they have not been human. This is their assignment. They have taken on. This is their job. This is what they have done. Now, if we were to break it down into a hierarchy, because I do believe that there are levels of angels, the first three, which are angels, whenever you, like, let's just say, I don't want to say they're the general angels, but when you just say, angels, please assist me, they're like the extra truth. They're the ones that come running to hold you up and love you and protect you. And then there are guardian angels, and guardian angels are assigned to a specific person by agreement. I always want to make sure that that's clear. It's not like you don't know them. You, your guardian angels, and your spirit guide all sat around and agreed to be the team. So it is by agreement on all parts. And then there are the archangels, and the archangels are kind of the overseers of those other two levels. And those are the three levels that work most closely with planet Earth. And so when I talk about them, that's generally who I'm talking about, because it will get into the seraphim and the cherubim and the principalities and all that, on and on and on. But those levels work more intergalactic, universal, on and on and on. So for me, all of those three levels, they are by agreement. Again, they have said they wanted to be this for us. They are the ones that help humanity. They help the planet. They help the animals. They're helping all of us remember how amazing we are, because there's something about the human psyche that we've been broken down so many times in the human experience that we have forgotten how divine we are, how lovely we are. And they just stand beside us diligently, constantly supporting us to just remember how we are loved. Not so much only love, but love. We are love. And so what I love about them is they are unconditional. They love us unconditionally. They do not judge us. They do not sit around and go, oh, my God, there she goes again. Will she never learn? They just over and over go, okay, let's do that again. Okay, that's all right. Let's try that again. The best cheerleaders a person can ever have is to have a relationship with your guardian angels and the archangels, in my opinion.
I like that picture. It's a really nice picture. And do you remember the first time? I mean, you had an experience, or you were introduced, I guess, to the angels. Were you a child?
Actually, it started happening when I was about 28. For lack of a better terminology, I was no longer Christian. I had been raised in a Baptist church. It wasn't fitting for me any longer, so I kind of left it, honoring it for what it was, but realizing it didn't fit for me anymore. And so I started studying other practices, more earth-based traditions, because that fit for me at the time. And that was about the time they started saying hello. Well, my ignorance was, they're trying to get me back to the church. They're trying to make me feel guilty because I left. And I had this whole distorted reasoning in my head that, they're just here to tell me I'm wrong and I shouldn't have left. And so I was really angry that they were showing up and telling me I already had this big story that they're here to judge. And telling them, no, leave me alone. I don't want to hear it. Literally saying, leave me alone. I'm good. Go bother somebody else. I don't want to hear it. So So the story goes that I had just had my son. He was 2 or 3 months old. Can't remember exactly, but I had just heard from back home that a really good friend of mine had died in a car accident, and he was the guy that was my buddy. Like, we built forts and you know, we did all these tomboy. I was this tomboy, like, in the woods and playing scout and military, army, stuff like that. And so I heard he had died, but his mother was on suicide watch. And so here I am sitting in my living room holding my brand new baby, realizing that I'm going to have to get ready for that. Like, I didn't even think about that possibility. And so it was just so sad. And started crying a little bit because I'm a weird person like that. Like, I'm such a preparer when I think, oh, I didn't realize that possibility. And so then my brain already starts preparing for that.
Right.
And so suddenly I felt this amazing hug. I swear it was like physical. I even had to look. It was like I felt this hug. And I heard this woman's voice in my right ear, audibly, like it was a physical voice. And she said, your son will be fine. You won't have to worry about that. And I knew instantly it was an angel. I knew I couldn't ignore it anymore. I knew I was being a jerk in that instant. I just like, okay, I'm ready. What do you want with me? Why are you trying to talk to me? And that's the thing I've learned about angels is that they'll be patient with you until you're ready to say, okay, what do we do? What do you want? And as soon as you say that, it's like they lay everything just past. Of course, I didn't know all the answers instantly, but it was like I stopped resisting. And as soon as I stopped resisting, things started picking up and making sense. And so that was really my surrender moment of, okay, maybe there's something to this. Maybe I'm being a jerk. I'll calm down a little bit and I'll open up and find out why you guys want to talk to me so badly. And that was kind of where it started for me.
Wow. And I was just curious, too. It's like when you started telling people, like your friends or family, how did they react?
I had a couple of friends that where I was living in Arizona at the time, and my friends were really supportive. My family wasn't so much. I come from a family of psychics where we all did something, but I was the only one that was willing to step into it. I love my family and all, but we don't see eye to eye on that level because I'm not afraid of it anymore, and I wonder if they are. And so we don't talk about it very often, and that's okay. I get it, and that's all right. I don't need to push it on them, but I haven't really been close to my family on that level. But the friends were really cool, and they were willing to be practiced on. And when I started doing readings, we'd get together, and they were willing subjects. It was all good. It was very supportive.
Uh-oh. Oh, we lost June
we
again.
Lose her again. Oh, no.
Yep.
Poor thing.
Darn it. Justin?
Yeah, it sounds like
anything?
we're still getting a little backbeat.
Just occasionally.
You guys there?
Yeah, we're here. Can you hear us?
Yep.
Okay, good. So, well.
Wendy, that was supposed to be when you played the crickets. Come on, you're on the stereo.
Oh, wait,
I
I like the other one so well. Oh, please do. Come on, talk.
I have no problem talking, but I figured I'd better let you guys talk too.
We're here to listen to you talk about what you do. Yeah, that's okay. We're just here.
Well, let me ask you a question. Do you okay, you believe in angels. I was wondering, do you believe that demons or demonic entities exist?
We're not supposed to go there, Justin.
It's okay.
We're not?
Are you sure? Are you sure that's okay?
Yeah.
Okay.
I have a great answer for that.
All righty.
I know they're out there, but I don't care. Like, that's my answer.
Okay. Well, okay. I just wanted to know if I mean, if you talk about one side of the story, you know, a lot of people, they only like, oh, angels exist, and then they completely deny or in denial about the fact that, you know, demons exist. I'm sorry if I hit a sore subject. It's just, I mean, it's fine. A simple yes or no is fine.
No, honestly, I have no problem talking about it. This is my take on it, is that I absolutely know they're out there. I've even had a conversation with a demon, quite intelligent, actually. It was a lovely conversation for as best I can explain it.
Right.
He was very respectful of my questions, and he said, as long as you don't mess with me, I won't mess with you. And I'm like, that's a very good deal. I'm good with that. But the work that I do, of course, you're going to run into, you know, quote unquote, the dark side. I believe that the brighter one's light gets, the more of a threat that is to that side. I don't necessarily fall into the heaven, hell, demon, angel, old world scenario. I think that there's many levels of both sides that we don't fully understand. But I believe more so in like attracts like and law of attraction. And so I keep my eye on them for protection, and because they'll bump my bubble every now and then. I have 3 rules. 1, I know they're out there. 2, yes, they try to mess with me. 3, they can't touch me unless I give them permission. So those are my 3 standard rules that I work with them, and I just keep my eye on them, but I give my attention to the light.
Very good.
That sounds very good. I actually really like that.
Yeah, it works. It works for me. Unless they mess with me, and then it's all game. It deals off. Deals off.
Yep.
Oh no, you did not just do that.
Prepare to die.
Oh yeah. I can go from sweetheart to warrior in 2.5 seconds if you try to bump my bubble or hurt anybody that I love, and it's just the deal. It's the agreement. Yeah.
Now there's the warrior I know and love.
Oh yeah. All right, let me breathe. Let me calm down.
Okay, please breathe. Here, let me play that sound effect for you.
That's funny.
Oh dear, is it on a loop?
Sounds of nature.
Hey, you know, the next thing you're going to hear is probably sirens and my dog singing with them.
Aww.
But, well, what else would you like to share with us?
Oh my gosh. Yeah, we're only 30 minutes in. We've got quite a.
Yeah, we've got a long ways.
You know what? How about this? You have. Okay, you said that you have done readings in the past. Have you done readings for people like over the phone? Can you do that?
Oh yeah, it doesn't matter where a person is. The energy is the same.
Okay, well, how about people in chat? I'm not near a computer, so I can't see what's going on in the chat room. People are asking questions. People that are listening in or people that are on chat, please feel free to call in and ask questions. Maybe we could do a couple readings if someone calls in. It'd be kind of fun.
Yeah, that'd be great.
Until then, maybe Wendy, what do you think? Would you like to, maybe have a reading done on you?
Yeah, I'm all over that. It's hard. I was just going to say I'd rather people call in because it's really hard to do it in chat because they'll ask a question and there's no conversation around it. So I would just say call in.
Absolutely. I figured it would have something to do with the person's voice and the vibrations and all of that.
Yeah,
so,
a little bit.
A little more personal connection.
Yeah. Definitely. It's like I can do email readings, but they're my least favorite. Like I can tune into a person without conversation, but I don't like it. It's just impersonal. So.
Well, you feel free. I'll take a reading if you want to give.
Oh yeah, you want to? That's fine.
Sure. Why not? Yay! Here we go.
All right. So I'll kind of walk you through for everybody listening how I do it. The first thing that I do is I tune into you because my dominant is clairsentient, which means I'm going to feel you first. It has me feel the emotional state, but also the physical state that you're in.
Okay.
And so then what I start doing is I'm grounding you right now, and feel free to share any sensations that you have going on, because sometimes people can actually feel the work that I'm doing on them. But a lot of the time,
I felt the magnetism kind of pull my rear end down further into the chair.
Perfect. Yeah, I don't just read. The way I work is, as I'm reading someone, I'm also clearing them. I'm looking at their chakra system. I'm looking at their whole body system, just their auric field and, the physical, mental, spiritual, and emotional bodies as well. And feels like you're a shallow breather.
That's a lot.
So I'm going to, yeah. Are you a shallow breather?
Because only because my nose is kind of stopped up and I'm trying not to do it into the phone too much.
Because what happens when I talk to a shallow breather and I start connecting is I actually am not able to take a deep enough breath. So I'm going to pull down the diaphragm just to give a little bit of elasticity in the lungs. It just feels like you're holding the breath.
Oh, not necessarily holding, but I will try to breathe deeper for you if that helps.
Yeah. Well, just shallow breathing.
Okay.
Just a shallow, yeah.
Okay. Now, anyone can call in if they like.
And taking a
reading
look at
yourself.
Your gut. Yeah, that's the first place you took me was your gut, like your stomach, your intestinal area, the whole area. It just feels like you're either detoxing or in need of detoxing. Like I can feel the heaviness because it took me to the physical body. So it took me to the intestines and the liver and the pancreas. Like it took me to the organ system. So it feels like a light. And as I go through it, it feels like there's a lot of discord is the word I hear. So a light body cleanse would do really well for you, something that's not harsh, but something that will refine that part of your body. Does that make sense?
Sure. That we're all always in need of something like that.
Sure. But you specifically do.
Just even drinking more water helps. I'm a Diet Coke addict, kind of.
Oh, yeah. Okay, there you go. Yeah, the feeling of it is as I rake through, as I go through the abdomen area, I shake. So it tells me that it's under distress. There's some discord in there. And it's not working properly. It's not functioning at the level that it really needs to function and wants your attention. So I don't know if you actually take your awareness below down into that part of the body. It's almost like I feel like you pay attention to the where I'm feeling it. It's just below the collarbone. Feels like that's where you give a lot of your attention. Not really taking your awareness down into the rest of the body where it's trying to get your attention, but you're so busy up in the top part of your body that you're not really paying attention to it. Are you a thinker? Well, you have a radio, but are you a speaker? Do you do a lot of speaking and thinking?
Yes, I do. A lot.
That also is indicative like an intellect. It just feels like you've compartmentalized your body a little bit too much. So I'm going to go through the whole thing and put you back into alignment with yourself.
Okay.
So is there something specific you want to know, or just are we good with general? Because that's...
Oh, yeah, just general.
Okay. So that I can open it up if you want it.
You were breaking up pretty bad on the phone. I don't know.
Yeah, and so are you, actually.
Okay, sorry. I apologize.
Oh, it's okay. I'm sure it's the weather. You guys have a lot of things going up there.
Yes. Yep. Justin, are you with us still?
Oh, yeah, I'm here.
Okay, good.
All right, City Pies. So I want to get I just want to say this. Are you feeling pretty vulnerable right now? Because I know you asked for it, but are you feeling vulnerable that we're getting in there?
From what you're doing, does that make me feel vulnerable?
Yeah.
Or no, not at all.
Okay. So your energy kind of closed off a little bit on me. Okay, so what I'm seeing in you is you're sitting down, I'm sitting across from you, and I'm having a conversation with you, but you're not meeting my eyes. It's like you're, oh, look it over there, and oh, look it over there, and oh, look it over there. And that's, it's a vulnerability issue, and it's okay. I get it. But you have all the power in the world to either let me in or not.
Well, I'm actually watching the chat room, seeing if anybody's seeing anything, and watching to see if anybody's on the calling in. Right? Yeah, I'm more busy than it's not that I'm not paying attention to you. I'm just multitasking.
Yeah. Okay. So that's what I'm feeling. So then the guidance on that, sweetheart, is you too deserve to be cared for. You also deserve to receive. And I get that you're such a giver and you are such a lover, and that energy is always going out, and you're taking care of others, and it's going out into the world, but they're also giving you permission to stop for just a couple of minutes and really just receive and take it in to yourself, that you get to fill up your own vessel. Mm-hmm. That feels depleted. That feels a little dusty and empty.
I can understand that one quite well.
Okay.
All taking care of everything else, it's okay.
Yeah, and again, with my commitment to say what I'm given, I will say that it is a diversion tactic to always take care of everybody else because it is vulnerable to receive. We're not as in control when we're receivers as we are when we're givers, and it tends to be a safety mechanism to give. If we give, we're in charge of what we're giving. We're in charge of where it goes. We're in charge of putting it out there. But to receive means to leave ourselves open to have it come back to us, and we're not always certain that what comes back to us is something that we're going to enjoy. And so you've learned how to take care of other people and be a giver because it is a control issue. It is a way of keeping yourself safe, if that makes sense.
Sure it does. Complete.
Okay. And so really around that, it would just be a loving suggestion to start with something small, like receive a compliment. When someone gives you a compliment, just say thank you, rather than, oh, this old thing, I just pulled it out of my closet, or, oh, my hair's a mess, or, oh, rather than arguing with them on a compliment, just say thank you.
Okay. I understand that. And, yeah, I do check them a lot. I know exactly what you're saying.
Yeah, and those are baby steps to do, and it's going to be uncomfortable because to be a career diverter, it will be uncomfortable. But just keep reminding yourself, I know I'm going to be uncomfortable with this. Yeah, I know I'm going to be awkward, but just say thank you. Just say thank you. And slowly but surely, this beautiful baby step process, you'll be able to just say thank you, and it won't be awkward. And then your vessel will get filled, and then you'll be able to fill others even better, as opposed to having it come from a place of fear and vulnerability. It'll come from a place of love and joy, and you'll be even more energetic and more fulfilled rather than this dusty table scrap kind of thing over here. You'll be able to actually be fed, and you'll be able to feed others.
Okay, I understand that completely. Thank you.
You're welcome, sweetheart. I know it's a touchy subject, and they were tiptoeing around that a little bit, but but it's all good.
And it's very therapeutic and helpful to hear it out loud rather than things like that do play through my head at least occasionally.
Yeah. And you know, being a diverter, we don't want to see that part of it, because to be vulnerable again, puts us in a position of possibly being hurt. You know, we learn how to protect ourselves from early on to make sure that never happens again. And then we live our lives in such a way that I didn't like that. I don't want that to happen again. So we created these survival techniques, but they're just saying that doesn't work for you anymore because you're actually hurting yourself by the continuous diverting. It's time to just go ahead and be present and take it in and feed yourself.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Okay, then.
Good.
Oh, okay, enough about me.
Right. Well, you know what? I was kind of eerie about this at first, but you know, after hearing you do a reading, I think I feel okay if you wanted to do a reading on me.
You're so funny. Now that we've seen that it's okay, I think.
Well, no, it's just you know, different psychics do reading certain ways, and
I know.
And you know, there's just different types. So you know, I feel comfortable, and if you wanted to, you can do a reading on me if you like.
I'm happy to, and so in saying that, that's really the difference between, like what I was saying, the straight psychic versus the angelic work, because anything and everything they have to offer, number one, is a suggestion. They're not telling us we have to do it. In fact, I've told my guys no. I don't even know how many times I've told them no. Always, of course, to go back and say, all right, you were right, I should have done that. But it's always just a suggestion, and it's always 100% for your highest good. It's never judgmental. It's never you're doing it wrong. This is what we see in you, and this is what we suggest, because this is what's going to get you on your path. And I love their style. They're just so loving and supportive. And when we say, no, I'm not doing that, they just kind of back up and they go, okay, that's fine. You can say no. You have that right. 'Cause we work within the law of free will. That's their job. They're not going to force it on it. So.
Right.
And let me just take a look at you. So the first thing that I get out of you is you have a very, there's a realm called the night realm. You come from the night realm, meaning you have a very protective duty and valor and honor type energy about you. You fight for what's right. You stand up for those that can't stand up. You speak for those who can't speak. There's something very beautiful about that realm, and you carry that vibration. Does that make sense to you?
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. And of course, it's a feeling, but the night, it goes beyond just being honest and having integrity. You are, if you think of the night, they fought to the death for what they believed in. They stood for what they believed in. And it's quite beautiful, and it's very needed in our world right now, because we have a lot of changes going on, a lot of things shifting and changing. So you having that vibration in you can speak for those who can't speak. That's the thing I keep hearing. You speak for those who can't speak. Do you do that? Is that what your life is about?
Well, you know, when I was a child and a teenager, I was the type of person that always stuck up for people, that always got picked on all the time. I was always the type of person that would honor other people's beliefs and what people think. And I firmly believe that, you know, you have the right to believe whatever it is that you believe. And I'm certainly like that with my paranormal group. Our clients, whatever our clients believe, we try to do our investigation honoring what they believe.
Yeah.
You know, stuff like that.
So then it's definitely the anti-bully thing that I'm picking up, because it is something very strong in you. You speak for those who can't speak, and that's You may find as you go forward, and it doesn't matter what you're doing on your day-to-day or where you find yourself, I have a feeling that that's going to start being made known more and more to you. Like you're going to see opportunities to do that even more, rather than just a periodic, every now and then type occurrence, or I used to do that when I was a kid, I used to do that. Now it's going to start being made known. You're going to have more opportunities to do that. And the best way to support that is to take a personal inventory. We're all in that conversation right now about taking care of the self in such a way that we're gaining conviction. We're being asked to take an inventory of who we are, what we stand for, what we will allow, what we won't allow. There's a beautiful conversation around boundaries that's really, really big these days, because something's coming where you're actually going to be doing that more and more. So they're asking you to get clear now what you stand for, just in general. Nothing like stringent and hardcore, just you in general as a person on the planet right now, to get clear about who you are and what you stand for and what you believe and what you will allow and won't allow, all of those great questions. Because something is coming down the road where you will speak again. You will be the voice for someone again, and that's going to start playing more and more in your life.
Okay.
I'm just going to go through your chakra system right now. Just take a look at you. You are clairvoyant. Do you know that?
If you mean, do I hear spirits? Yes, I have.
I mean, you see them.
Yeah, I have.
You see, yeah. But it's not even about just spirits or ghosts or earthbound. It's also you see things that you can't quite describe. Like even if it's just a movie playing in your head, you have dreams. Sometimes I can see how you have dreams, and you'll wake up and you'll know what needs to happen. It's like a movie in your head, and you know what to do. Your claircognizance, which is just knowing, and your clairvoyance, which is seeing, they're very connected. So you see something, and you just know what to do about it.
Mm-hmm.
Have you had experiences like that?
Yeah, I've had a few.
Does it freak you out when it happens? Like there's a little hesitancy in there. Is it something that you haven't really connected to?
It's just a little. It does freak me out a little.
Okay.
It does.
Yeah. Okay, because that was the hesitancy. Because I'm like, you're saying yes to me to be polite, but you don't really want to admit it. And it's okay, and the thing is it doesn't have to be anything spiritual. It doesn't have to be prophetic or psychic. It's just clairvoyants have the amazing ability to see in their mind what somebody is saying. So let's say someone's giving you directions. You may be hearing them, yes, but you're following along in your head the map, the road you're driving down, the landmarks that you see. You are a seer, and you have a great response to things of beauty or art or things that move you on a visual level. And so it doesn't always have to mean anything psychic or in that kind of realm. It means that's how you get your information, by seeing.
Right.
And then when it falls into the claircognizance, you just know what to do with it. So it's not scary or doesn't have to freak you out, but it can be cultivated if you wanted to. And that really just means owning it and just saying, yeah, that's what it is, and letting it show you what it has for you. But at the same time, I'm a big believer on education. Okay, so you have these abilities. Do some research on what it means for you. Decide how you want to integrate it in your day-to-day and own it and educate yourself, because I believe education's power. And if you know what it is and you know what you're doing and you know the terms and the sensations around it, then you're going to be more empowered. It will just be something that's lurking back there at any given moment. It's going to jump out and scare you. You know what I mean?
Right. Yep.
Yeah.
Actually makes a lot of sense.
Yeah. So you have a choice. You know, the thing is, the truth is we all have a level of intuition. We all have our own magic, our own abilities. And sure, you can deny it, you can put it away, but it's also putting away a part of you. You're saying, well, I don't like my left arm, so I don't even want to see it. I'm just going to chop it off, throw it in the closet, pretend like it never happened. Eventually, we're going to be missing that left arm. We're going to be, you know, wow, I really wish I had that, or man, I missed that, you know, having another hand. So it's owning and honoring who you are as a whole, and then educating yourself on what it is you actually are. And then there's complete acceptance on that level. And now it's not something that I'm afraid of this left arm. It's, you know, that's my left arm. Big deal. I love it. Okay, let's do this.
You know, you're actually the second psychic to hit on that.
Yeah. Well, I think it's time to start looking at it, Sufi. Because the truth is, the experience I have in angels is that it's not going to go away. Like, you are what you are. You know, you have what you have. It doesn't go away. And the more we shift, the more this beautiful world starts shifting into this higher whatever, this higher playing field. These things that we've been ignoring aren't going to be quiet anymore. And so if you keep denying it, it's only going to come at you faster because it's just wanting to be a part of the game. It doesn't want to be left out. So it's asking, you know, our total organism self is asking, embrace all of me because I am you. Don't deny me. Like, don't leave me out. I want to be a part of this. So we keep putting our fingers in our ears and going, la, 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 la. Well, it's going to make itself known. So head it off with the past and accept it, and then educate yourself, and then it won't be so scary, and it'll just be a part of you.
Okay. You know, let me think about this. Let's see, it was a couple of years ago. For some reason, it was a couple of years after my mother passed away. Actually, a little bit before then, I would always see, like, these strange balls of light in my living room and in my dining room. And whenever I always saw them, I would always hear these voices in my head, or I would hear, or I'd be out in the garage and I would hear these voices. And usually, when I hear them, they're trying to warn me of something.
Mm-hmm.
It's very strange. It was like maybe a day or two before my mother died. I heard a voice that said, "Go and see your mother. She doesn't have much time left." And then again, when I was dating this girl, I was out in the garage. It was like 3 a.m, and I hear this voice that says, "She's going to leave you." The very next day, she broke up with me, and I always keep seeing these balls of light and all of this weird stuff, and it always. And I'm a paranormal investigator. What I do is investigate this kind of stuff. I've never investigated this because it scares the hell out of me.
Yeah.
And it's just very. I don't know. It's weird, you know. It feels like something wants me to be a part of something bigger, and I don't know if I want that.
That's fine. That's fair. And so what I would say, just as you're talking, the balls of light, how did you feel? Like, even though they were giving you a quote-unquote warning, what is the feeling, instant feeling you got from them when you would see them? Or with, like take the brain out of it. I know there's that, oh, my God, that freaked me out. But go deeper. What is the feeling you got when they would say what they would say or when you would see them?
I mean, I didn't feel anything evil or anything like that. Whenever I would see the balls of light, I always felt comfortable. I there was no fear at all. I would always, I'd be frozen. I wouldn't be able to move.
Right.
But I never, tried to fight that. I always just I would just let it happen, and then afterwards, then I would just kind of freak out.
Yeah, so the balls of light, and this is what I mean by you're clairvoyant, you see them. So the balls of light, guardian angels, they are, I don't like the word warning because they're never fear-based. Yes, it may be giving us information about something that's going to be difficult, but it's never, ever intended to make us afraid. They are only supporting us in the highest good. So that's the first level. Yes, they are your guardian angels and other guidance team. They're even members of your team. The fact that you are hearing them and seeing them on that level is amazing to me. And you're right. You are denying them. You are turning away from them. And that's exactly what they're saying is you can keep ignoring it, but you are being asked to do more, to step up, because you are meant, and I don't like the whole word supposed to. You're not supposed to do anything with it. It's basically how it looks for me is, and this is just my take, people can take what they want from it, but I see it as before we're born, we're sitting around this gigantic round table, and we've got our guardian angels, our spirit guides, we've got human souls or people that are going to play parts in our lives, and we're all sitting around reading this script. We're reading the screenplay of my life. I'm saying I'm going to be this. I want to have these experiences on the planet. And it's set up by me based on what my soul wants to experience in order to have the max capacity of learning possible. So I will chock it full, man. I will put a lot of twists and turns in that puppy just to give myself the opportunity to learn as much as I can. That's what we do. So we all agree. Everybody says, yes, I will be that, I will be this. Yes, I will play my part. Okay, awesome. Then we're born. And we agree to forget everything we just said. Through the birth canal, we have amnesia. So the guidance team, the angels and the spirit guides, remember. They remember everything you said, everything you wanted to be, everything you wanted to experience. They are the ones walking with you through this experience, reminding you the direction you wanted to go. So you, Justin, on a soul level, said, I want to have this experience of having psychic vision and being able to hear the other side, of being able to know how to support the human race. So you cultivated that for yourself. Nobody did it to you. This ability isn't being done to you. It can feel like that sometimes. But for me, it's more empowering to open the possibility that I said I wanted to do it. So then why would I deny it? If I said I wanted to do it, then why am I denying this part of me? So that's what I mean by, of course, you're meant for more. You designed it that way, and the fear in you has you denying it. But that's just education. That's just learn the terminology. Learn how to, support yourself. Learn little tricks of the trade, how to turn it on, how to turn it off. Where are your boundaries? How do you say no, spirit? How do you put I have a close, like whenever I don't want to work anymore, I turn the close sign on, like in an old general store. I just turn the sign around, I'm closed. I don't want to hear it. I don't want to talk to anybody. I'm tired. I need a break. So you can create those little boundaries for yourself to support yourself through this. And then, or not, it's your choice, or not.
Right. Well, that's actually a lot to take in, but I'll definitely put some more thought into it. That's for sure.
Yeah. Sorry, I kind of got on a roll.
It's okay. It's okay. Wendy, are you still there?
Yes, I'm still here. I thought you did a fantastic job. June, are you still there?
Yeah, barely. My phone is really bad echo though.
Yeah.
You all
Darn
can hear that?
Yeah, just a little bit, yeah. Can you hear that, Morgan?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean,
So
I
what
hear
about
my ear?
So what about, I mean, all the horrible things that happen to people? Is it, something that's just supposed to be a life lesson and you go a different path from this, or
Well,
how would you
okay.
explain that?
This is probably where I lose. This is probably where I lose people, because I have a way different take on the events on the planet than most people. So I will honor my integrity, and I will be honest about it. So how I feel about it is this. I think every single person on the face of the planet, on a soul level, meaning going back to that round table analogy, every soul has designed their life to give the best possible learning experience, the best possible growth and expansion that soul wants to experience. And I actually feel like that means that when there are tragedies, when there are mass tragedies or single persons, for me, a soul chooses that. And I know that's not a very popular answer. But on an angelic level, I see it that way. I see how we are free will beings, and we choose our experience. Yes, things happen, and we have twists and turns in the experience. We have the opportunity to have choice. But on a soul level, I really do believe that people choose the experience that they're having. Now, it can be argued that when there are mass tragedies, who's to say that that group of souls didn't agree to be that for change, to help our world shift. There are a lot of things going on in our world right now where, we need to open up our eyes. We need to wake up. It's not working. The old world is dying. It doesn't hold anymore. It's not true anymore. And the new world is coming in. But there's a battle. So if you want to go back to that light and dark, that's the battle. The new world is waking up. The old world doesn't want to go to sleep. So there's a disturbance right there. I actually feel that on a global scale, when there are large mass tragedies, if you will, on the human level, it's a tragedy. When there are mass tragedies, I actually feel that those souls, as a group, as a collective, have agreed to be a part of that change, to wake us up. So if we have, that's the only way we're going to wake up, is if we have something to shake us. We are lazy humans. We have to have something shake us, and I think that that's one of the ways that they are providing a service, is to wake this planet up. And that's not a very popular answer, and I don't share it very often, but it's my integrity when I'm asked. That's how I feel about it.
Right. Well, actually that could make sense. 9/11 was an absolutely horrible event, but after it happened, it's like the nation really came together for a while and, tried to make positive changes, even though some might have gone a little overboard, the positive changes. But it kind of really does make sense in a way. Very interesting.
Yeah, I look at it as like humanity has, the collective has forgotten about the oneness, the compassion. We live in our little cubicles of life where whether it's race or religion or sexual orientation, it's me against them. We live in this very compartmentalized lifestyle as a whole, of course. And for me, the new world coming in is all about integration and tolerance. But then even further, it's remembering that we really are one. We are one beautiful system. We are one. It's not, we're all humans. There's a newness coming in, a recognition that I am you and you are me. And so it's not going to happen unless we get down to a level of compassion
Hello?
And tolerance. Hello?
I'm sorry, I completely lost sound, but the thunder is so loud here, it's shaking my house.
Sounds like the storm is rolling in for Wendy. Oh.
I asked the angels to help us, and I don't think they're going to fight the storm. I'm so sorry. But anyway, I just see that we need to be shook up a little bit, and not at the cost of human lives. I just see them playing, like, lovingly and with honor, wanting to play the part of being part of the shake-up. And whenever something massive happens like that, I immediately thank them. I thank them for the part that they played, because they are waking up humanity for us, and it's something that we desperately need.
Really nice. My phone.
I think I'm hearing crickets again.
I was just about to ask, like, did I lose everybody?
I don't know. We might have lost Wendy. Are you still there?
We might just be having sound problems, because as a host, I think if she hangs up, the show ends.
I'm not quite sure about that. I'm actually, my computer's logged into the studio, but I'm not near my computer, so I don't know. I don't know if it, would end or not, or maybe her Skype dropped the call. I really have no idea.
Maybe she'll call in and her sound will be better. But anyway, you guys are getting quite the kick storm.
Yeah, there's a lot of storms rolling in. Actually, it's from the sounds of the thunder. It sounds like there's a storm over in Chicago right now.
Yeah.
So, but nothing too bad over here yet. So.
Good. Yeah, I'm in Dallas, and it's lovely. It's windy, but it's no storm.
June, are you still there? Oh, we lost her too? Oh, I guess it's just me and you.
So. Just me and you, dude. So how's it going? What's up? What's new?
Oh, just wondering if we're actually still on the air.
Right? I don't know. I don't have the, I think so.
You know what I'm going to do? Because I'm in my garage. It's where I get the best signal. And I'm going to walk into the house and see if the studio is still logged on. But anyways, so where did you say you are right now? What's the weather like by you exactly?
I'm in Dallas, Texas, and it's cloudy and windy, but there's no storm, there's no rain or anything.
Right. Actually, I thought I was looking at radar, and they said that there was a storm that was going through Texas earlier. Let's see here.
Well, that's what they say about Texas. If you don't like the weather, wait 10 minutes. It'll change.
Yeah. That's weird that we lost June and Wendy.
Mm-hmm. So how long have you been doing paranormal? You said you have.
How long have I been?
You said you have a paranormal team?
Yeah. Hold on one second. I want to double check Blog Talk right here. It says we're still on the air, so hopefully, let's see. Wendy said that she was hearing. Huh?
Yes.
Can you guys hear me?
Yes.
Oh, there you are. You're back. Do we have Wendy?
This is June.
Yeah, I was just wondering if we let's see. Well, it says we have. Well, I'm back on the thing here, and it says there's four callers. So I don't know. We'll just kind of go. If you guys lose me, I'll just call back in. I'm back in the house, but I don't exactly get the best signal, so we'll just see how it goes. But anyways, yeah, I started a paranormal group back in 2006, I believe it was 2000. Yeah, that's when I started. That's when I started really getting interested in the paranormal. I had lots of paranormal experiences before then. As a child, I would hear, like I said, I would hear voices every once in a while. I would see shadows. After my grandfather passed away, the TV would start turning on and off, mostly, well, actually only when his favorite TV show would come on, the TV would automatically come on, and just all kinds of, just all kinds of interesting things. And, you know, when you're not into because I wasn't into the paranormal back then, I was pretty much scared of anything that had to deal with spirits of the afterlife when I was younger. So I always played it off like most people do. Oh, it's a coincidence. The TV, something's messed up. Or I hear voices and be like, oh, I'm just hearing things. And then after I went to a haunted location with some friends, just some weird things started happening. And then everything just kind of clicked in my head like, hey, you know, all this other stuff happened before. And so then all these questions popped up in my head, and I'm like, oh, I guess I'm going to start investigating because there's too many questions. I have to get some answers, you know. So then I started investigating, and the more I started investigating, the more I realized that, well, this is all pretty much real, and it intrigued me. And then after a while, it wasn't so much about finding answers as it was helping people. So
nice. Yeah, I always wonder what makes people. So I'll just be really frank with you. I find it really interesting that you have had the psychic experiences, and then you went into the scientific part of it of finding evidence. Did you feel like that was comforting to get the validation that, okay, yes, it is happening, I'm not crazy? Is that kind of the direction you were going into?
Well, the best way to understand me is, I grew up on a farm. My grandpa was a farmer and a mechanic. My brother was a mechanic. I went to school and graduated for automotive, so pretty much I'm a mechanic, and I'm the type of person that pretty much has to know how everything works, and I have to know the science behind it and everything. So after really realizing all of this and having those experiences, and plus all the experiences that I was having when I first started investigating, it was pretty much, well, I'm going to go the scientific route because I want to figure out why or how. And then the more I realized, I mean, it's not necessarily about that anymore, because no matter what piece of paranormal equipment you have, it's not going to be able to say, hey, there's a ghost over there, and this is what it's made up of. This is, you know, it's not so much about that. It helps. The equipment helps, but it's not necessarily, you know, all tech. You know, it's just, I guess, as far as evidence, if you're collecting evidence, which my group does, you know, of course, technology helps. You know, so.
That was something I found really cool this weekend, you know, going with the guys with their equipment and instruments and such. And then, like, in fact, I got to, Andre snuck me a little teaser video where I was connecting with a very particular person. I had called him into the room. And the video shows this orb coming into the room and circling me a couple of times. And then I said, hello, because I felt him. I didn't see the orb with my eyes. I had my eyes closed. I called him into the room, and when I saw the video, I'm like, holy crap, that's exactly what I feel when I feel them come into the room. It feels like a little swirl around me, like they're going around me. And I felt that, and I went, oh, hello, because I knew he was there. And I saw that video, and not that I I need the validation. It's a bonus. Like, holy crap, that's exactly what I feel. And it was so cool because he was saying hello and just letting me know that he was in the room, and we caught that on video. So awesome.
Wow. Pretty cool.
But cool to take the two worlds, and because I feel like, I'm validating them by them validating me. And so now we just feel, the team and I feel more convicted in what I do because, oh my gosh, there it is. I see the evidence. It's so awesome.
Wow. That was pretty cool. I'm a paranormal investigator too. And I kind of got into the field not really having any experiences or anything, but wanting to know. I don't even know. I've been fascinated with it since I was about 5 years old.
Yeah.
And it's really just interesting. I actually had a couple of people, strangers, tell me that I have the most interesting light around me, the most interesting energy they've ever seen. So I don't know what that means, but I always tell people that I'm not sensitive at all. I'm on investigations and everybody else is feeling something in the room, and I'm just like, I just feel a room. I don't feel anything yet, so I don't know.
Well, I think it's okay. That's something I'm really careful about. I don't think everybody should do what I do. I really honor the direction that calls to you. If you want to go in that direction, who am I to tell you? You need to feel. If you don't feel, then that's it. That's okay. Just like I don't want anybody telling me that I have to do it a certain way. And so I think I look at it as there is plenty of adventure to go around. We all get to have it the way we want it. And I am only in charge of myself. I am not in charge of anybody else doing it the way they want to do it. So it's all good.
Right.
Okay, guys. Wendy, can you? Wendy says that she's still on the phone. Wendy, can you say something? Okay. Well, it's a good thing. We have a couple callers. I'm going to go ahead and answer a few of these. I'm not sure. Let's
my
see.
phone is
we have
acting up again.
We have area code 208. I'm going to go ahead and answer this. And okay. It's not.
I'm 208. I don't know if you're answering. That's my area code.
Well, hang on. 1, 2, 3, 4. There was a caller. I don't know where the caller went. For those of you listening in, I am over by the studio, so if you would like to call in, please feel free to call in at 646-716-7748. Because it looks like it's just 1, 2, 3, 4. Well, it's weird because it says there's 5 people on the phone, and I know that there's only 4 of us.
Weird.
Okay. Sorry for interrupting. It's just I thought that we had a caller. I guess we don't.
What? I'm a caller.
Oh, take me.
Pick me. Hello?
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 Do we have a call?
Who's this?
Hello?
Oh, this is a wonderful show. Hello, you're on the air.
I'm hearing a voice from beyond. Who's there, Grandmother?
Hello?
Hi,
Are
honey,
you guys talking to me?
Yes, who is this?
What? Oh, my name's Tracy.
Hey, Tracy.
Hi, how are you doing?
I'm
really good.
Good.
My friend told me to call you up that you might be doing little readings right now.
Yeah, I am.
Yeah? Cool. Read me.
Yeah. All right.
Real direct. I like that.
Let me take a quick look at you then. All right, let me take a look at you. Take a deep breath and yeah, you like it straight. Your guys are so straight, like they're, yeah, okay, good. Okay, so I have to give it to you the way here. They go, yeah, don't bullshit this woman. They're like they said that. I'm sorry, I said that on the air, but they said that. They're like, yeah, don't bullshit her because you just like it straight. You don't want to mess it with it. It's not don't fluff it up. Don't flower it up for you.
Mhm.
Open up for me. Take a breath. So what do you want to know, sweetheart? What made you call in today?
Oh, my cousin.
About your
She's
cousin?
really bossy. No, my cousin made me call. She told me to call you up and said you were a friend, so I should call you up and harass you a little bit.
Interesting choice of words. Because your energy is, I said that's an interesting choice of words because your energy is completely closed down, which...
oh, yeah. That's because I'm really nervous.
And that's okay, but I have to talk about it because it's not worth anything to waste your time. And so what I want to say about that is you have so much power. Like we have the ability to allow people like me to see them or not. Like I can't get in there unless you allow me. Nor would I. It's not my job to, batting ram down the doors. It's not my job. So you and I are now in a dance. And if you want to dance with me a little bit, I need you to meet me halfway. I need you to take a breath and open up your doors, okay? So
I've been working on that because I have always been really closed off like that. And I work with quite a few psychics right now, and I am trying to expand my horizons.
Okay.
So for me, I don't really know how to do that. And so, I mean, with them...
So you don't know how to open, is that what you mean?
Yeah, I mean, we went and took a class this weekend, believe it or not, on how to open your psychic self or whatever, and we spent a couple days working on it. But I still, I find that it's a lot harder than me than it was for most other people that were there with us. I don't know why.
Well, let's back it up a little bit and let's get down to some basics. It's not so much about your psychic. It's not about your psychic ability so much, because if you don't feel comfortable with who you are, if you don't know where your boundaries are, and if you don't know how to protect those boundaries, you won't feel safe enough to open up your psychic ability. And that's not necessarily meaning like you're afraid of the spirit world. There are things in your day-to-day life that your boundaries, here's the imagery I get. So you had a wide open heart one day. I'm already, thank you for letting me in because I can feel you now. Thank you. Because I felt this little waft of sadness go through me. So you had a wide open heart one day, long time ago. Okay, it was wide open. It was pure. You felt everything. It was, and there's the chills. Thank you. You're letting me in. One day, something happened that stepped on that. It broke your heart. And so there's a moment where you had to decide what you're going to do with that. It's either lay there and die or get up and be strong. And you chose to be strong, obviously, because we are survival beings. We want to cultivate and grow and survive. And so we will find ways to survive. Now, I'm talking like around the 6 or 7, like the 8, those two numbers pop in. So I'm thinking 6 or 7 years old. Something broke your heart. And I'm not asking you to share. You don't have to share. Nor do I even have to be right. So I'm just throwing that out there.
Okay.
So you closed the doors. You said to yourself, self, that sucks. I don't want to ever feel that again. I am never putting myself in that position again. That will be the last time somebody breaks my heart. And so you got tough. You started building this exterior. You started building this callousness, this wall. And even though it was not conscious, it wasn't so much that you thought about it and did it on purpose. It was a survival technique. Okay?
Mm-hmm.
So fast forward, here we are, and now you're wanting to tap into this beautiful natural energy that you have, this beautifulness of you. But this callous growth thing around you, this calcium deposit is what I keep seeing.
Yeah.
We have to address that first. And so here, the conversation really revolves around boundaries. Because if you know who you are, inside and out, 100% acceptance, you know what you will allow in your life. You know how you will allow people to treat you. And where is that line drawn in the sand? And do you know when people cross the line? And do you do anything about it? That's the conversation to have your abilities come out. Because if your abilities don't feel like you're in charge of those boundaries, they won't come out because they'll be too vulnerable. Kind of like what I'm saying. It's kind of like a, I don't know why, but this hermit crab, I saw this hermit crab as I was talking. The shell is the protection. The hermit crab is actually quite fragile, even though it's a crab and it's got a shell itself. But without the shell, it's very open and exposed, and you know, the dangers are great. And so that hermit crab, anytime it senses anything around it, it will go into its shell. But you have relied on that shell so much that you aren't trusting your own instincts. You're just trusting the shell.
Yeah.
So we've got to back up a little bit and talk about the importance of your boundaries. And so the great questions are, who am I? What do I stand for? Who am I in this world? What's the service I provide? Do I feel good about that? Am I happy with my choices in doing that service? So it's kind of an inventory moment of I get what happened. It's not so much going back in life review, but it's looking at who you are now, and are you good with that? And if you aren't, then you got to get proactive and do something about it. And so what that means is it's asking yourself the question, who am I? What do I stand for? What will I allow? What won't I allow? You got to get those questions really clear in your mind, because the beautifulness of that conversation is as soon as you know who you are and you know what you will allow in your life, you instantly know what you won't allow, and you're in charge again. You're in charge of yourself, not in control, but in charge. In other words, when people cross that line, you're like, hey, that's not going to work for me. Now you feel safe enough to let that hermit crab come out and express that psychic awareness.
Oh.
That makes sense?
Okay. Yeah, I actually get that, yeah. And that makes sense.
And it's being really
probably a lot more than you know.
Yeah, no, it's okay. And it's really be patient with yourself. Like, be patient in that process. It is not an overnight, boom, I got it. Because it does not work that way.
Yeah. Oh, I know. I've been working in progress for years. And just the fact that I got to this stage of my life is probably a miracle on my own terms, you know. So, I get that.
Yeah, it's little by little touching the different areas of your life where you rely on that crab shell. Where do you rely on just retracting and hiding? Like, it's time to find those places in your life where you do that so that you're able to choose a different way, to do it a different way now.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Yeah, good job, sweetie. Thanks for sitting with me on that one. And I really want to acknowledge you. I know how vulnerable that was. But all I needed was a little crack in the door. I just needed a little sliver of light so I could get in there.
That's tough. It's hard for me to let down that wall because, there's, a big front that you put up for a lot of different people. Yeah. Yeah, there's a really great... I work with the public, too. It's really hard to... I have my I like to call it my evil twin that I bring out in my job because you don't always want to be happy there, but you have to be that way, And so sometimes that's my alter ego, I guess.
I understand
I bring out that.
But
so I get really good at hiding what I feel inside because of that. Sometimes that's for me, and sometimes it's really against me because it ends up, in the end, it's not good for you. It makes you ill. It makes you, I guess worse for it.
Eventually, the truth of the matter is when we really step into this conversation and we dedicate ourselves in being more authentic and more accepting of who we really are, things like that don't fit anymore. So being this two-person thing at work, eventually, I'm not saying you have to quit your job tomorrow, I'm saying eventually you'll see how it doesn't work for you anymore and something else will show up that fits the new you. So, but just start with the boundary conversation right now, because there's a big difference between boundaries and walls.
Yeah.
Boundaries are love. Boundaries are, I love myself enough to say, no, you don't get to do that. And walls are fear. Walls are, I'm afraid of what you're going to do to me. It's a big difference.
Oh, okay.
All right, sweetie?
Huh?
I said, okay. Did I give you something to start on? Good.
Yeah,
okay.
That's awesome. I really appreciate everything you had to say.
You're welcome.
Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
All right. Well, you have a great day, and I will talk to you again sometime, I'm sure.
Okay, good. Yeah, let me know how things are going for you. It's awesome.
Okay. Awesome.
All right, honey.
Thank you for calling in.
Hey, thank you.
Hey, June, are you still there? Yeah, we keep losing June. I'm actually talking to Wendy. She's saying that something happened and she's not able to talk, but she's still on the switchboards on Blog Talk, and she's in the chat. So I think we have that covered.
Cool.
It's really unfortunate that she can't talk. It's got to have something to do with that storm that's coming through.
Yeah.
But man, this is the first time. Man, I knew this was going to happen too. Like the very first time. This is the very first time that my co-host is not able to talk. It's
well, lucky for you,
well,
we only have 20 minutes, so you're almost off the hook.
Oh, I'm fine. I thought I saw some other colors on here. For some reason, I don't know if both of us can be on the switchboards at once, so I don't know if mine's working correctly or if hers is, but she says she's on there. So if there's callers, she's just going to go ahead and click them on. I'm just going to kind of skim through the chat and see if she's putting somebody on. So I guess that's probably our best bet. Let me ask you this. Have you ever, has anybody asked for a reading and there were certain things that the angels might have, like say that somebody's asking you something and the angels are telling you, don't answer that or avoid the question or no, never?
No, never like that. It's not.
I mean, maybe
like
not
that.
exactly like that.
Well, okay, so here's the way they work. So let's say a person asks, sometimes this is the way it'll happen, like if the person wants to know the names of their guardian angels.
Yeah.
It depends on the person and the guardian angels whether or not they answer that. And so what I tell people is...
Really?
Yep, because what I say, what the angels will tell me, the answer will either be direct and it'll be a name, or it will be an answer like, well, actually, they don't want to tell you. They don't want me to tell you because it'll take away the surprise. They want to let you know on their own. And I liken it to like if I were to give you a gift and before you could open it, I tell you what's inside. Like it kind of takes away the moment, right?
Right. Yeah, kind of ruined. Yeah, I definitely understand that. That's a good way of explaining it. You know, let me ask you this: what my guardian angel? Do you have a name for my guardian angel?
Well, everybody has at least two.
Okay.
So let me take a look at who's with you. Weird, but the very first name that when you asked that, the first name I heard was Frank.
Frank?
Frank.
That's a good name for an angel.
Sounds very weird. It sounds very human. Let me just double check and make sure. Yeah, let me make sure. I look at the vibration of it. Let me make sure that I'm seeing it. If it's actually human or if it's angel. A spirit guide has been human before. Angels have not.
Okay.
So there's a different vibration. So that's actually your spirit guide name. So that's Frank.
Okay.
And this will be the other kind of answer when I get that question is sometimes the angel name is hard to pronounce. I've got to sit with it for a minute. Let me, because I tend to get syllables and the rise and fall of the syllables instead of the actual, let me grab my pen. Sorry, let me.
It's okay. Take your time.
Who let the dogs out? Who let the dogs out? Who let the dogs out?
Oh, boy. You know what? That wasn't me. That was Wendy. She does. I made that for whenever her dogs start barking, so that whenever we hear her dogs on the radio. But I didn't do that, so that was that actually scared the crap out of me. But
I thought you did that. That's funny.
No, I didn't do that. That was definitely Wendy. So.
Thank you. All right. I don't know why. Okay, but the thing that I wrote down, because sometimes I do automatic writing when I'm doing readings, the word that I wrote down is gallant, and I don't even know if it's spelled correctly. It doesn't feel, but it feels, yeah, they're being a little bit cheeky with me right now. Gallant. I don't think it's English, and that's where I'm struggling. Galencia.
Does it make a difference that I'm part German?
Possibly, because I'm not quite being able to lock in on it because it doesn't feel English. But that's also true sometimes because angelic language is not always English.
Right.
But it feels like Galencia. I'm getting more of the syllables and the rhyme of it more than the actual word. So Galencia. Something Galencia. I can't lock in on it. That might give you something to go on, though. The feeling of it is that you're going to know it. That it's going to go back to that anyway, because when you decide to own this, they don't go if. They go when you decide to do this, they're going to come to you. They're going to make themselves known to you.
Oh. Okay.
Hello?
Hello, caller. You're on the air.
Oh, well, nobody told me I was on. I just saw in chat, just start talking. I was like, okay, hello. This is Kristen. I know Morrighan. We chat back and forth on Facebook. So.
Hi, honey.
Hi, how are you? I think you're doing a great job tonight.
Oh, thanks. How are you doing?
I'm good. So I hope I'm not taking any other callers' spots because, like I said, I kind of have this access, but. So my question for you is my daughter just came slamming into her abilities in the last month, full force. So I'm just kind of wondering if you think that I'm doing everything that I should be doing for her.
Well, I hear your question, but I'm gonna give you a little bit of a break, sweetie, because again, going back to, I don't know if you were listening, but going back to that soul level, this is her path, and she is waking up in the level that she's waking up. Of course, you're doing all that you can. Like, your job is to support her, validate her, have her feel safe and secure. Of course, you're doing all of that. There isn't anything. Yeah, there isn't anything that you're missing in the sense of I don't know how else to say it, but it isn't your job to wake her up.
Exactly.
Okay.
But I just making sure that I'm being supportive enough, and I won't say I am an unrealized psychic. What I'm kind of realizing myself, I've been informed that this might run in our family, and I just might not know the extent of my abilities yet because maybe I haven't wakened up yet. But
well, and the truth of the matter is you agreed to be her parent, and you have set the platform for her to come in to be this. So right there, you have fulfilled that part of the contract with her on that soul level. So more than just loving her and supporting her as a mother, you were it's weird. I look at it as when we agree to take on children that are like this, we are the runway for their landing. We have provided the environment for them to come in and feel safe. And she's going to teach you a few things, and
she already has in a month.
You're going to have the tables turned on you where you're actually going to learn more from her than vice versa. But on the soul level, you have completed that part because you provided the environment for her to be born in, to feel safe and secure. So the thing I really get is just continue to converse about it, continue to validate her, and not overly, of course, but just go, wow, that's really cool. So you really got that. Instead of, oh, that's kind of weird. Why did you do that? Just, you know what I mean? Like just overall love and support. So of course you're doing that. But I wouldn't be too surprised if she doesn't teach you how to wake up.
Oh, she is. Do you see a lot more kids? Well, she's 19. Do you see a lot of more young adults, children slamming into their abilities? Like I said she had felt things all her life, but I mean it just really full force slammed open. Like I said, just a month ago we went on a fun investigation and took her to this place, and it was like next thing I know she's crying and she's seeing blood all over the walls. And is that are you seeing a lot more of kids waking up like that, like just full force slamming into it?
No, honestly, no. But that doesn't mean anything. That's my experience. I haven't actually seen that fast of a wake up. What can I have her first name? Do you mind?
It's Erica.
Okay. Let me just kind of, if you don't mind, just take a look at her.
Okay.
Yeah, I always ask permission. Let me just take a look at her. So, okay. I'm asking her higher self if she minds if I do some clearing work, because you're right, the circuits have all turned on, but the current of energy that's running through her hasn't fully integrated. It isn't. It's like lightning. It's going in all directions. So there's no. Her chakras are waking up. Wow, Kitty Pie. Okay, let me ground that. It's funny because I keep hearing this term of we are lightning rods, and she's getting that experience where she is. My experience of that term, we are lightning rods, means we are each strategically placed on the planet by our soul agreement to be the awakening of the planet. I feel like she's been kind of ignoring it, like she's been getting tastes and clues, but it's been something that she's been putting off.
Yes.
Not a bad thing. It's just that she's rather than allowing herself to wake up slowly, where her soul set a deadline. At this age, I want to be this awake. She's kind of procrastinated that, and now it's time for the final exam, and she needs to. Boom! Here's the final exam. So she would really benefit from doing some chakra work, making sure that she's grounded, carrying some grounding stones. Let me ask what that looks like. Get some jet, amethyst, one more, citrine. Can't even remember what they all. And the jet, amethyst, citrine to just kind of carry with her. Grounding stones. Hematite's too hard. That's too old. Okay, so what else? Let me look. She needs to educate herself, and that's kind of what's going on. She's in a it's funny, I get these little tics and mannerisms. I'm snapping my fingers like, hurry up, hurry up, hurry up. So it feels like she needs to hurry up and get this because it's not going to turn off now. So educate herself, find a way, boundaries. We've talked about boundaries. See, I'm even talking really fast because it's about to speed up for her. And so.
Well, Seth has agreed to mentor with her, so that'll be.
Well, she's in great hands right there, bro.
Yeah.
Right there.
Yeah.
Good.
So I just kind of wanted your thoughts on it, too. So she's in good hands, and like I said, I just wondered how common it was for them to slam awake like this. But what you said makes perfect sense because she's said there's always been these things, but she's always been afraid to acknowledge them, and I think that's what it is. It's like you said, it was her time, and it was like hurry up and catch up because within week 1 she was already connecting with her guides and like you said, teaching me things. So it's the thing to remind her, the most empowering thing to let her know is that she on a soul level is choosing this. It's not being done to her. And I've said that before in the show. There's a feeling that when these things come at us, we can feel victimized and overwhelmed and burdened because it feels like what's happening to me. But if we can just turn around and switch that mechanism over to, I said I would do this. This is my path. I'm in charge. What do I need to do? And there's something very beautiful about that moment of acceptance where we take it back and we go, it's not happening to me. I'm doing this. Right.
So that right there can be empowering. So give her that conversation and sit down with her and talk about it with her. And there's a beautiful moment when one accepts and then they go, okay, let's do this. I'm ready to rock. And yeah, it's just a different take on the whole thing.
It's like I told Seth, I said I very much believe in things don't happen by coincidence. I believe everything happens for a reason. And I told him that I believe that I was brought to white light over a year ago for this moment, for her to be there in place for her, because I have all the perfect people that are going to be able to assist her. That, like I said, a year and a half ago, I would have been going, okay, and you see what? So, okay, I won't take any more of your time because I know you've got other people, but thank you so much.
Thanks, Tony. Always great talking to you.
Yeah, thank you.
You too. All right, bye, Morgan. Bye. Thank you. Bye-bye.
Oh, wow. And, this storm really has messed us up. I would really love to have you on the show again sometime if you'd like.
Anytime.
That is it. Dang it. Dang this storm. It just really bothers me.
Okay. It's
my
out
power
of your
even
control.
started
It's all good.
even my power started flickering. That's going to be a fun night for me. Anyways, we got about just under 5 minutes left, and I was wondering, do you have a website or I know you have a Facebook page. Do you have a website or anything like that somebody could come and check out?
Yeah, I do. It's embracewithin.com, and all the links to things that I do. I have my own radio show that I'm taking a little hiatus from, but the links are there for if you wanted to listen to archives. And then there's also a link if you wanted to find me on Facebook. And so, yeah, embracewithin.com is that centralized area to get information.
Okay, and Wendy did post a link to that in the chat. I see. Thank you very much, Wendy.
Thank you.
I really wish you could talk. Also, really quick, I would like to thank the Ghost Girls. They're our sponsors for this show. Thank you very much. Thank you, June, for calling in. Again, either it's Blog Talk or it's all these storms. I'm guessing it's probably the storms, even though Blog Talk isn't the best. Also, I also want to give a shout-out to my group, Shadow Chases Investigations. Wendy, if you want to throw a link to SCI's Facebook page in the chat room, Also, we recently created a website for our radio show, Shadow Radio Wednesdays. There will also be a link to that in the chat room as well. A lot of plugs. We really promote para-unity and the sharing of information and the sharing of different views of other paranormal groups. So, yeah, that's pretty much all I got. Is there anything you'd like to add?
No, I just want to say thanks for having me. And even though we had the storm stuff going on, I just believe it's all in divine order. There's no issues for me. I had a blast, so just thanks a lot for having me on.
Well, thank you very much. I really enjoyed this. I definitely want to have you on again. Hopefully we won't have, any more complications. You know what? It's just storm season, and it's just something we got to deal with, I guess.
Yeah,
but,
it is what it is.
Really quick, man, we don't even really have enough time to talk about it. We'll just cover it some other time. It's okay. I just wanted to talk a little bit about something else, but it's all right. I'll cover it next show. I believe next show we are going to have Seth on Shadow Radio Wednesdays. So that'll be definitely fun. I cannot wait for that. So
yeah, you'll love him.
I've been hearing a lot of good things about him, so I'm excited. I cannot wait. I love talking to people. I really, this show didn't get to talk much, but it's mostly because we just had so many wonderful callers, and we just had so much to talk about. So it's been great. So
thanks.
But thank you very much, and we'll definitely have you on the show sometime. Let's see, I'm trying to. Okay. All right. Well, Wendy, I'm sorry you're I don't know if you called from your cell phone or if you called from Skype, but I hope that next show you'll be all fixed up and ready to go. So I'm going to go ahead and say good night. That would be Wendy again. I made all these cool sound effects, and we didn't get to do any of them the whole show. But anyway, it's okay. We can catch it on the next show and next time you're on the show. So, yep, we're grandstanding. All right. Well, everybody have a great night, and we'll talk to you next time in the shadows.